One of the most important elements of a properly deployed NovoPro system is the network setup. NovoPro can create its own standalone network, but offers many advantages when connected to an infrastructure network, including seamless login and guest access. This training will review the settings and options for network deployment, including the connection options, firewall settings, and the remote manager software. Let's begin by reviewing the various network connection options so that a proper selection and configuration can be determined for your particular installation. NovoPro supports 3 different network connection types: Ethernet, Wi-Fi client mode, and Wi-Fi hotspot mode. While NovoPro incorporates the latest Wi-Fi technology and performance based on 802.11ac, Ethernet is always the preferred connection method due to its robust, high bandwidth, and consistent operation. Let's take a look at each connection method, starting with Ethernet. After connecting an Ethernet cable and starting the NovoPro, you will see the desktop screen as shown here. The area highlighted in red shows the Ethernet IP address, which indicates that the NovoPro has connected to Ethernet successfully. By default, the IP address is assigned by the DHCP server on the network, which means that no configuration is needed for the Ethernet connection other than plugging in an Ethernet cable. Of course, you can set up a static IP address as well, which may be preferred. The image on the right shows the setup interface to choose between DHCP and static IP. To find these settings, you access the device settings from the desktop using the supplied remote or ideally using a mouse-type controller. NovoPro has standard mouse and keyboard drivers installed, so it will work with a standard mouse and keyboard options, including the touch of an interactive flat panel or projector. For setting up network connections and installation, the use of a wireless keyboard-mouse combination is a recommended option. Follow the list of menu selections seen in this slide to arrive at the settings page. Here you can set the IP address using an appropriate unallocated IP address. Please note that if your network configuration includes separate subnets for NovoPro and the wireless access points used to connect clients to the network, that AIRPLAY will require further implementation. You can find a white paper on enabling iOS mirroring in a multiple subnet environment in the Document tab of the NovoPro web page. The second choice for connecting NovoPro to your network is by using the integrated Wi-Fi to connect to your network as a client, which provides the same capacity of 64 connected users per session and allows access to the resources configured on your network, including network file servers and internet as configured by the network administrator. This option requires that users connect to the infrastructure wireless access point, utilizing the credentials configured for other network access, and does not provide a direct peer-to-peer connection to participants via the Wi-Fi SSID built into NovoPro. NovoPro is a client on the same Wi-Fi network as the participant devices. This page shows how to connect NovoPro to your infrastructure Wi-Fi network. Step 1. Click the Wi-Fi button on the home screen. Step 2. Choose Connect to Wi-Fi option and apply. You will then see a list of available Wi-Fi network SSIDs. Choose the appropriate one and enter the required credentials to connect NovoPro to the selected network. Your organization's Wi-Fi network may use a captive portal to authorize network access. This is common in hotels, convention centers, and other public environments. If your company uses a captive portal, NovoPro supports this usage scenario. Click on the browser icon to bring up the web browser to start the process, and you will be directed to the appropriate login page. Use the back button to return to NovoPro's home page. Another supported login mechanism used by newer Wi-Fi networks is 802.11x, which is also supported by NovoPro. The image on the right illustrates the information you would need to fill in when connecting NovoPro to a Wi-Fi network of this type. This pop-up will appear after selecting the appropriate SSID when configuring the Wi-Fi connection. After selecting to turn Wi-Fi on, choose Configure and you will see the available networks. Use the username and password provided by your network administrator to connect NovoPro to this network with access privileges configured by the authentication server. Wi-Fi hotspot mode is the default Wi-Fi configuration on NovoPro. This option allows users to connect directly to NovoPro without connecting to the infrastructure network and is limited to 8 participants. Once it is enabled by selecting the Wi-Fi menu from the desktop and choosing hotspot mode, you can see on the home screen the SSID and IP address, which is always 192.168.43.1. Please be aware that MIRACAST for native Android mirroring is disabled in Wi-Fi hotspot mode. NovoPro devices equipped with firmware version 2.2 and above have additional features for configuring the Wi-Fi hotspot operation. First, you can change the Wi-Fi channel, which could reduce wireless interference significantly. Second, if you enable LAN Wi-Fi hotspot routing, this will piggyback your Ethernet connection, which enables internet access for those connected to the NovoPro hotspot. Third, you can configure your own SSID and network password by navigating to the Settings page for Setup Wi-Fi Hotspot. This option allows for proper security and an easily identifiable SSID for each meeting room or classroom. In order to avoid a loss of connection due to Wi-Fi dropouts, we recommend some common guidelines for setting up the NovoPro in a Wi-Fi hotspot deployment, such as avoiding environmental signal degradation, as well as coverage that may be limited by excessive range. If possible, use the 5 GHz band rather than 2.4 GHz due to its higher bandwidth characteristics, and consider evaluating the available Wi-Fi spectrum via the use of a tool such as Wi-Fi Analyzer, which is available for download for Android. In the example shown, it would be better to select a less crowded channel, such as 11, as it is the least crowded without causing additional interference. One of the advantages of NovoPro is the flexibility to utilize both Ethernet and Wi-Fi for a dual network configuration. An ideal solution for providing guest participant access is to connect the NovoPro as a client to the guest Wi-Fi network and use Ethernet to connect to the infrastructure for access from the secure, credentialed employee network. This option ensures that guest participants can connect to the Internet if so provisioned, but prevents access to the secure network. You can also configure dual networks in NovoPro's Wi-Fi hotspot mode. In this case, by connecting NovoPro's Ethernet to the intranet, and guest users will connect to the hotspot. One thing worth mentioning is there is an option, LAN Wi-Fi hotspot routing, for the Wi-Fi hotspot. When this is enabled, hotspot traffic can be routed to your wired network to access internet, for example. You may need to consult with your network administrators for this usage. This diagram shows a network topology of Ethernet and Wi-Fi client mode, where NovoPro's Ethernet LAN is connected to the employee network and its Wi-Fi is connected to the guest Wi-Fi.